President Akufo-Addo, in his 14th address to the nation, announced the second phase of the easing of restrictions occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. On this edition of the Citi Newsroom, we want to gauge the responses to these restrictions. So we are starting off with the lifting of restrictions on the transport sector, where operators of commercial vehicles, including airlines, can now operate at full capacity. We're starting off from the Tema station here in Accra. This is the Citi Newsroom. Here at the Tema station, vehicles load from this particular station to various destinations across the capital. While some have begun implementing the new directives, others have decided to wait until the 1st of August to begin the implementation of the new directives. Now, if you come here, we do not see much of the social distancing. We also do not see much of the washing of hands and running water with soap. We've seen just little to nothing with respect to the use of hand sanitizers. But we're going to engage some of the drivers and the passengers as well, because it appears there's some level of ambiguity with respect to the announcement by the president, bearing in mind that the president failed or did not announce a particular date for the commencement of this particular directive to transport operators to begin loading at full capacity.
Yes, anyway, yesterday the president made announcements that from 1st August there will be at least, president have already lifted the restriction. He said from 1st August everybody will be taking 4-4. But for now, we are taking the mate. He said we should take 4-4. Why we say it's 3-3. Other transport office, other transport, they are taking 3-3. Even when I'm coming from La, the mate, I took a transport, but it's 3-3. But for today, I was surprised that the mate said everybody should.
To be fair, the president did not mention a date for this.
Anyway, but I heard it from someone smart. The president said everybody should come. That he has restricted this thing, that it will be 3-3. Because when I was coming, it's 3-3.
You are concerned about the 4-4 or the loading in full capacity because of the
COVID-19. Yes. Anyway, because of the COVID-19, but at least it's not good for you to take 4-4. At least you need to at least give some space. Understand? Like this, my gentle friend, I don't have the nose mask. I mean, have the nose mask. At least it's not good. At least you have to give some gap for each of.
They increased the lorry fare because of the 3-3. Now they are supposed to take 4, so they have to come down. Why are they adding those 1 cedi 50 pesos and those things? It's because of those the 3-3. That's why. Even them, they will tell you personally that it's because they are taking 3-3. That's why they are adding the 1 cedi 50 pesos and those kind of things. So if we are taking 4, they have to come down to the normal price. We can't even pay 1 cedi 80 pesos and still.
Now, concerns are that in as much as the drivers are loading at full capacity, then the transport fares should come down so that passengers can also feel some sort of comfort with respect to the fares. Are there any concerns about reduction of the fares?
Some of them are complaining, and as they announced yesterday too, they were asking us about reduction of the fare, because if you add the passengers, for us to take the old passengers, the quantity, that one we have to reduce the fare also. But we told them it's no reduction of the passengers, but the fuel increments.
Please tell us, what do you make of the president's statement?
Actually, I do not understand what he's saying. Because he's saying that commercial vehicles should take normal passengers and the rest. So there is no social distance or anything of that sort. So he is confirming to us that coronavirus is no more in existence. I think you understand me. To my understanding.
But he explains that we should adhere to all other protocols before we board.
Like what? Is it that this thing we cover our nose? It cannot protect us from anything. All this thing we take over our mouth is just something to show off that we are protecting coronavirus and it cannot protect us because at times somebody cannot afford to buy this thing every day. We don't know where we are going, so the president is not a medical doctor. If doctors from Kolebu or anything will tell us that yes, everything is clear, cars can load this way, that one I will believe it than the president.
But he has doctors and medical officers advising him.
And the thing is start attacking them themselves. They have doctors with them, advising them, but they are contracting the disease. So, in fact, Ghana, we are only living for God's sake, God to take care of us, not the president.
And so basically that is the situation with respect to the easing of the restrictions in the transport sector. And now let's look at the concerns with the fares. Some are saying that if we're loading at full capacity, then we should be reducing the fares. Do you subscribe to this?
First of all, is to forget about that thing. Because when it comes to critical, we don't know, them don't know the challenge that we face. You understand? But we have to sacrifice because we are here to serve the nation. So when the president has said that we should take territorial, that doesn't mean say we will increase. When the president told us we should take territorial, we don't increase the fare. You understand? We take the same fare. But when it comes to number that we should take 4 we can't go back again. We are all moving forward. So we are moving Ghana forward. We can't go back.
We now want to understand the angle of the Ghana Private Road Transport Union. And so I'm going to engage the vice chairman of the union, Mr. Saba, briefly. Welcome to the Citi Newsroom, sir. Now, one major issue that has come out of all of this is the transport fares. Now, there are concerns that if now you are being allowed to load or operate at full capacity, then you should also be doing something about the transport fares. So, GPRT, what's your take on this?
Oh, yes, I agree with you. That is why, we are meeting with the minister.
To be clear, when should this directive take effect?
Oh, immediately the president spoke because there was no timeline. And therefore, those who have started, have not freed any law at all. It is the directives of the president, and we want to adhere to that.
Earlier, the Ministry of Transport met with the leadership of the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU, to deliberate on whether or not to reduce transport fares. What we understand is that meeting ended inconclusively and is expected to continue in the coming days.